This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz, and I'm very excited to be speaking with Yumna Marwan about The Veil. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Can you tell me about how you first learned of this role?
Yeah, my manager reached out to me asking me if I knew French, and I said, of course I do. I mean, it's my third language, so I'm not actually that good, but I'm pretty good. Um, and then the same day I had a call with the showrunner, Denise Denovi, and it was kind of an organic process. So it wasn't so we didn't do like auditions and um it was I had a conversation with Denise about the character, to see if it was a good fit or not. And then um, I had a table read over Zoom with Elisabeth and Dana. And I think from the table read, we just felt like, although it's on Zoom, it's always strange to do things online. But I thought I think we felt that there was definitely something there.
What spoke to you about the character?
Sorry.
What spoke to you about the character?
Mm. Um, I really like that she is a challenging character to play, right? Because you want to come into a project and kind of give it something fresh and give it your own perspective on it. And so I was just up for the challenge. I wanted to be um first of all, opposite Elizabeth Moss and kind of challenge myself with that. And but also to take this woman that I think people could have many different opinions on her and kind of give her um a complexity that I wanted people to see.
What was your impression of Elizabeth, both before, during the Zoom, and then after working with her?
She's so cute, she's so nice, she's so fun. Like we both smoked cigarettes. It was great.
I think this is definitely a different role for her, especially after people see her a lot on The Handmaid's Tale. There's just so much confidence and sort of like a little bit of humor there that I think audiences might not expect, which sort of extends a little to this show, which shouldn't really be entertaining, but there are a lot of moments of levity. Do you find that it's
Yeah.
sort of, do those come about organically during the process, or do you feel like that's sort of something that you guys help to add?
I think some of it did come out organically because once you're in a car with somebody in the middle of Turkey in the snow, like you want some of that relief yourself. So I think we were definitely having fun with the script, and I think we definitely took takes that weren't used that were a bit too much fun, or we seemed a bit too friendly and it was too early in the season. So yeah, I mean we talked about how that there was definitely some kind of friendship and likeness developing, but I think yeah, some of it just came from being in the car with her for so long.
Also, it's quite a shift, I think, from the opening scenes where there were so many people around and it's everybody is all together, and then a lot of the rest of the show is sort of just the two of you. Did you film in that order, or did you start with stuff with just Elizabeth?
No, yeah, I did all of the refugee camp scenes first. And those were, very difficult just because of the weather, because of having so many people on set. And then we went into kind of 2 weeks of intensive, like, okay, we're on the road now. Yeah.
There's also a very poignant moment from episode 2 where Adela gets to sing. Is that something that you knew going into this was going to be part of it? How did you feel about having to do that?
Did I know that I was gonna sing? I think I did actually. I think somebody had talked about that, and that was an interesting process because we had different options for the song, and I kind of got to weigh in on that, and we ended up choosing, a song sung by an Algerian woman about being in two places at the same time and kind of having heartache for not being able to be home, but also wanting to be in a new place.
I think it was very poignant, and again, it helps to set a tone for the show that you're never really sure how you should feel about both of the lead characters. And I like that because
Mhm.
it's a little disorienting, but also really keeps you coming back for more.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like that there are other shows that this one reminds you of that you feel like for audiences who might not know what to expect, it's a good sort of just way to set some expectation?
I don't know. I haven't been so caught up with everything. I've been watching like kind of terrible soap dramas. So I don't know. I think, from reviews that I've read, people, yeah, they bring up Homeland, they bring up Killing Eve, but I think it's kind of its own unique thing. Um, I think they also bring up Jack Ryan, which I don't think that works. I think just having us being two women and kind of having that sensitivity in something that's supposed to be, a spy thriller, it just brings something out that's very different and kind of fresh.
How did the experience of working on it compare to something like Little Birds?
Um, some parts I guess were similar. I mean, in Little Birds, we were in Spain and so both projects had a lot of traveling. Um, I think I think it's amazing that in Little Birds, I got to play a Moroccan woman, and here I play an Algerian woman. And, I'm very inspired historically by women from both of those nations. Um, and I do like those countries. I mean, I've only been to Morocco, but so no, I think there were some similarities in kind of the toughness and the confidence that these two women have.
Well, while you described needing to speak French as a requirement for this role, how do you feel about shooting in English? Does that feel different from a lot of what you've done, before Little Birds?
Yeah, it does. It is very different because you hear yourself and you know, it's I think in Arabic and I live in Arabic and everything's in Arabic, and sometimes months go by where I don't speak English and it feels like I have to retrain my jaw. Um, so I think, yeah, there is kind of a switch that happens and you start discovering yourself in another language as an actor. Um, but obviously that's all fun. Like anything new I like to do. So
I know you've also been in films like Inshallah a Boy and Costa Brava, Lebanon, and so I feel like that's a completely different, target audience in some ways than a
Mhm.
lot of what you're doing here. Do you see a common thread? Or is there something you look for in all of your projects?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I built my career in independent cinema. So I love film. Where you have an hour and a half, 2 hours to really build a character and go into that character. So I think I do like to kind of bring that film and cinematic aspect to whatever work I'm doing. Now say people just do more series. But I think my my history with film definitely like feeds into a kind of more cinematic approach, if that makes sense.
Would you want to have the opportunity for more episodes of this show to really dig more into the character? Or do you feel like, the 6 episodes is a good sort of length to explore everything?
I think there's always, I mean, Adila's such a, I really love her. I think she's such a deep character. You could make many things in the future off of like where she might go, what she might be. Um, yeah.
Well, in talking about, digging into the identity and culture of your characters, do you feel like The Veil is a show that will hit differently based on where you live, where, what country you're watching and what culture?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, right, naturally different cultures will perceive things in different ways. Um, but I think all over the world. Let me at least speak to the Arab world. We definitely watch everything American that comes out. So there's your perspective, but then there's also context of like this is what gets produced by Hollywood, you know.
I also feel like that's not always a good thing. I think there are often very sort of regressive portraits of different characters from around the world. What do you think The Veil does differently that really made it the right show for you?
Yeah, I think focusing more on the relationships between the characters rather than trying to, you know, box this character into like she's this or she's that. And focusing on how the two main characters are developing something. I think, you know, in the script, it just seemed like it doesn't even matter where she's from. This is about these two women.
What you're doing next after the show?
So many things. I want to, you know, I would like to continue working in English speaking things. I would also like to you know, return to film and do some films if they're like amazing. They have to be amazing, you know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what opportunities come up because now I can kind of move a little bit away from the Arab industry that I've been in for a long time.
And you can speak French, another asset.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think I think to do like a full French thing, I have to, you know, take some training.
I wish
Yeah.
you plenty of luck in all of that. Thank you so much, Yumna. It was a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you. Thanks, Abe.